What's up everyone, I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech and this is the camera review of Coolpad Cool 1, also known as Leeco Cool 1 2. Now, on the rear we have a dual 13MP camera setup with f2.0 aperture, 6p lens, phase detection autofocus and dual tone dual LED flash. Among them, one is a monochrome sensor and another one is an RGB sensor. On the front we have an 8MP camera with f2.2 aperture with 1.4 micron pixel size. If you want a quick answer, you can directly jump to the conclusion. And if you want to walk through, keep watching. Firstly, the dual camera setup helps a lot with darker and deeper blacks as one of the two cameras has a monochrome sensor. You can't find any changes instantly, but when you compare the images with other phones, there is definitely improvement with deeper blacks. The dual camera setup also brings in another feature which helps to capture pictures with very good background blur. It's called as SLR mode. It basically captures background and foreground at a time, blurs the background. It's not a new thing to talk about, but it's new for a phone that costs 14,000 rupees. Although the effect doesn't work perfectly, it's good to see such things in a budget phone. Other than the dual camera setup, dynamic range is good. Pictures tend to oversharpen in few bright situations, but that's not a huge problem. Exposure control and white balance are pretty decent. Focusing speeds are not very fast, but they don't lag or miss the focus like many other cameras. It does struggle in low light, but that's fine. While taking pictures, once the object is in focus, the background bokeh is very good. Capturing speeds are neither fast nor slow. It just takes a moment before you try to take a picture. HDR mode works well, but it still needs a lot of refinements with exposure control and saturation levels. In low light, camera struggles with whites on HDR mode, and it's terribly slow with capturing speeds, and you need very stable hands. Coolpad phones always had wide-angle lenses, and so does this one. Color reproduction, dynamic range, sharpness are all good as anyone could expect from a 14,000 rupees phone. It is pretty quick with focusing and capturing speeds. It even did a great job in low light conditions. Images were sharp, color reproduction was good, capturing speeds were great. Images were warm, but it's totally fine for low light images. HDR with front facing camera works good almost all the time. In low light, color reproduction was good, images were warm, but it has decent white balance. We do need steady hands to pull out sharp images, and with the night mode on, we need extra steady hands. Night mode does help with bright images, but I prefer normal mode over night mode. When we take images with normal mode, we do find a lot of digital noise in low light, but that's okay as long as we are getting bright and good pictures. We do have a flash to take pictures, but I'd rather use it for a torch. That stands with every phone. It has a blue tint over pictures, but the blacks are very deep and that makes a lot of light images, and that makes a lot of low light photos, stand out from other images. The monochrome sensor does help a little in the low light pictures. Even in low light pictures. Video recorded using rear camera is not as good as images, but recording in 4K is a new thing for this price. But that's not enough. Footage tends to oversharp and colors tend to oversaturate, which are the only bad things apart from the fact that it doesn't have any optical image stabilization. Monochrome sensor does help with deeper and rich blacks, but that's not helping in all the situations. Other than these issues, dynamic range, exposure shift, focusing speeds are all pretty good. Video recorded on front camera is as good as the pictures. It has good color reproduction, good dynamic range, and good sharpness. But it has a little problem with exposure shift, as the subject might get dark in situations where the background is too bright. And in few other situations, background gets blown out and the subject is pretty good. Other than this issue and no optical image stabilization, this is one of the best front-facing cameras for the price. As it stands now, it has good cameras with some minor software issues, and with some bug fixes, it will be even better. It captures pretty good images with rich colors both on front and especially on the rear camera. It's great for selfies, and finally, you can definitely buy this phone for cameras. So that's pretty much it for this video guys. Do check out these suggested videos, and if you have any comments, complaints or want us to make any specific video, let us know by commenting below this video and we will definitely make it as soon as possible. And by the way, do subscribe to our channel to see more cool videos on tech. I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech signing off. Have a nice day.